Well, happy Friday. Welcome to ATI Pro Media. We made it. We are here. It's Friday. Looked like the markets were having a good week with everything going on in the world, but we're starting to calm down. That euphoria of what happened in gold, calming down, stock market, calming down. I know you're all going to be disappointed, but Nike and Lululemon came out and apparently selling stretchy pants for people walking around at Walmart. It's not going as well as they had thought. But let's get to what we do. You know what is selling? Corn to Mexico. And Connor being a little bit will break that down. We sold some corn. We have some price action. We're still dealing with South American weather. We zipped up to the 50-day moving average in a lot of the grain commodities. And then now we're backing off. And that's going to disappoint you. Some Friday sadness. What do we have to be happy and optimistic about? Well, that part of the country that needs rain is going to get that up. And it's going to come in the form of snow. But a lot of it, Minnesota, maybe northern Iowa, especially that whole area that needs some moisture, they're going to get it. Other headlines, of course, we're going to keep talking about that. We have the March 28th report. That's next Thursday, not Friday. EPA's new auto emissions, Connor will break that down. And a little bit of news out of the EU. So with that, I got to tell you, just like we got to get into March Madness. And when I think of one of the star players, I think of this guy.
Connor Bridgman, Assumption, Illinois, contributor, ATI ProMedia.
Connor B, welcome to the show. Let's talk sports real quick. Gina and I's money that we send to Kentucky not going so well. We'll just get that right out of the way.
Okay, good. I hope your daughter's doing okay, right? For anyone that doesn't know, Tommy's daughter, is she a freshman at Kentucky or sophomore?
Yeah, she's a freshman. Yeah. A third-year freshman.
It's good. Maybe she just needs to get used to this losing culture at Kentucky. Maybe that'll make her next 3 years easier. I don't know.
Yeah, but IU didn't even make it, right? So if she went there, that wasn't even part of it. And we know what's going to happen to Purdue. Purdue plays today. Your Illinois boys and gals are doing well, and it is March Madness.
Mark Damas, 10th triple-double ever in the March Madness tournament. So they scared me in the first half, and then they took care of business in the second half. So,
well, you have some incredible statistics there with those fellas. Let's talk about stuff we do.
Yep.
Viva Mexico. What's going on, my friend?
Another corn sale, 173,000 for 23-24 to Mexico, 90,000 for 24-25. And so I think it's a good time. Let's go ahead and, instead of saving charts for later, let's pop it up, because as we talk exports, right, we know the story about South America being the main destination for China, but let's look at Mexico as an export partner and what we've done the past years. Dr. Larry sent us to us this morning, and just look at 2023, how good exports to Mexico have been, and hopefully we can continue that, right? The other story that's looming in the background is their non-GMO corn ban, right? Or GMO corn ban, I should say. And so we hope that business continues into 24-25. We need that export market, and it's good to see so far, Tommy.
Yeah, absolutely. To talk about this headline real quick, I didn't quite understand here. What's all the scuttlebutt about this? EPA's new auto emission rules.
Yeah, so Biden administration, they came out with new tailpipe emissions rule that go out to 2032, Tommy. So long time. We're going to have a lot of different administrations, so it might be a little bit just kind of a raw thing. But, excuse me, the auto emissions rules, what we didn't want to see is it was really pro-electric, right? We've talked a lot about we want to see the biofuel emissions mandate. This isn't necessarily what we wanted to see in the ag community. Biden's kind of, or the current administration is more pushing electric vehicles, not a whole lot of wiggle room for ethanol in hybrids or anything like that. So not necessarily what we wanted to see. We'll continue to debate that going forward.
Yeah, speaking of electric vehicles, Tesla stock's been on the news a lot, and it's not for that it's exploding up. I'm going to look at it real quick, but it's for what it's not doing. Tesla stock used to be the NVIDIA of the electric auto industry, and just taking a look at Tesla, it's trading 169, down $3. I just want to look at a yearly, a 1-year chart.
Yeah.
It was as high as $300 here a year ago, not too long ago, last July. Looking at 2 years back, this will really get wild here. A couple years back, as high as 400. It's been higher than that. I believe they did a split. So
Right.
Wild times in Tesla, and not the darling it once was in the electronic car industry.
Right. Seems like everyone else is catching up. Tommy, talk a little bit. You mentioned to me Apple Department of Justice. What's going on there? Add some little
Well,
color.
it came out after work the other day. Stock market closed on the highs, and then it came out, and the markets reacted a little bit to it. It's amazing how resilient Apple, being in the top three of biggest stocks by value, when you add up all the shares and the value of the stock. God, I don't think they're a $3 trillion company, but they flirted with it before. Nvidia's catching up. Matter of fact, that was the headline. How long till Nvidia passes through Apple? So, looking at the TV in front of me, Dow Jones down 50, S&P up a little, Nasdaq up a little. Hey, can you break down? If you don't have quotes, I do. Do you have quotes, or would you like me to read the quotes?
No, I got him. I got him. Looking at grains, closing, everything's lower this morning. We got May corn's down 2, May soybeans down 16. Big pullback from yesterday, from 2 nights ago that you talked a lot about, Tommy. November beans down 14, and then we've got wheat. Call it unchanged, down a half cent, quarter cent on wheat. And so red across the board. But I believe, especially on soybeans, I think we're up on the week, which I believe makes us, I think it's a month run. We've closed positive on soybeans. But again, not necessarily the price action we wanted to see, especially with that strong close. What was that Wednesday strong night trade? Wednesday night into Thursday, and now we've kind of tapered off.
Yeah. One more quick headline, then I want to talk about that price action, what it means to us. When you see this, what do you see about the CU plans to hit Russia, Belarus grain imports with tariffs?
My first reaction when I read it is, we haven't done that already. But then as I read the article and do a deep dive more into it, it's largely symbolic, Tommy. The EU doesn't import a whole lot of Russian, Belarus, that Eastern bloc. They don't import a whole lot of grains from them. But I think they wanted to send a message. And the other thing to remember, right, we've seen China talking about buying some of that cheap wheat from Russia. Russia has a lot of grain to export. So maybe it's preliminary there.
Interesting. Okay. I was super excited. Was it Wednesday night when we had the Fed meeting? They didn't cut the way they said everything. The markets closed at highs, exploded afterwards. Gold closed $20 above settlement based on 1230. Gold closed at $25 over, spiked to up $65 on the night. That's at 20 plus 45 more. Of course, by the end of the day yesterday, gold had come down. A lot of the grains have come down. When we see outside money like that hit so late in the day, it tends to give grains a boost. We had explosive price action. When I say explosive, we're in a bear market. Beans closed up 25. They were up 15 that night. That's actionable. I was out calling, texting, emailing, getting a hold of clients as fast as I can. Gladly take someone's call. But I know this. I don't think you can call the grain elevator at 10:30 at night and say, I see beans are up 15. Do this for me. You can call. I don't know who's going to answer, and I don't know what type of automated services they have to place orders. We are going to more of a digital format where there is probably an app type of an event where you could do that. And hey, if you work at a grain elevator, call me, text me, tell me, you could have entered an order at 1 in the morning. But as best as I know, it's still very traditional grain marketing where what happens at night is not necessarily what happens during the day. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen it time and time again where the night trade, the market moves up or down, right? We've seen both. But really, don't you think, Tommy, when we see those night trades, that's when some of these algorithms, some of the computer trading really comes to the forefront when everyone else is asleep. So it's the market, it's it's constantly moving. You need to watch it and keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Speaking of constantly moving, right? We're going to talk about this every day leading up to it. Thursday, March 28th is going to be that big acreage report, right? And then 2 weeks later, you're going to start planning. Keep that in mind, and we'll be going live that Thursday. But make sure you've got that date marked in your calendar.
Yeah, give you a little heads up, talk about premium content. So we did that video. I did that video Wednesday night, got that out to people. And then I did a follow-up video yesterday after the close. We sent that out to people. And so yesterday's premium content was the video from the night before, talking about what's going on, why I think it's an actionable event. Then I followed up on it. So it's not If you're going to call your shots, you got to call them. I love when people say, "Oh yeah, I did say 3 months ago the markets could bounce." Listen, open a futures and option account. If you think the markets can bounce, you don't need to tell us. Just do it.
Yeah.
But that was what we did for premium content yesterday. Today, Michael Reginelli is going to be on. We have an action-packed premium content. Michael's going to talk about grain flow in the Eastern Belt and Canada. Michael Reginelli with the commercial department. Double feature today. Brady Huck traveling. He's going to bring the cattle and feed report. That's going to be out later. That might get released Saturday because we're going to film that later this evening. And of course, markets will be closed. He also did have those comments about LRP that you will still be able to buy LRP up to Saturday at a certain time. You can call Tony or Brady about that on the LRP. But there's going to be some rule changes to that. So I've found it fascinating that major U.S. government economic reports come out and you can still buy the insurance from the government to hedge that price. Just absolutely wild. With that, that will be then. But wait, there's more. On Saturday, we'll have Don Wick. Don Wick's going to tell us what he learned out of D.C. this week, and we're going to talk about how the market's wrapped up. Usually Don Wick or someone from the Red River Farm Network is our Saturday edition. Of course, if people want that, they can get a hold of us. Rick, roll the ticker, 1-855-737-FARM. They can email us info at ATI ProMedia. But folks, go to www.atipromedia.com. If you want to subscribe, it's $30 a month. Give it a try. If you like it and you enjoy it, tell a friend. And regardless, you're more than welcome to join us every day here at 9. With that, I found a fascinating chart on the internet
What do you
about
got?
can you pull it up here? Let's add it to stage.
Oh,
U.S.
yeah.
farmers feed the economy. What do you think of this?
Yeah, 20%, right? That big number to the left. 20% of U.S. economic output is related to agriculture. So good to see. Great chart, right? What day was National Ag Day? Was that Tuesday or Wednesday? They all blend together
Yeah,
for me. But
every day we thank the farmers.
there you
But
go.
we're going with National Ag Day, National Ag Week, everything. Look at these states: North Dakota, 32%; South Dakota, 44%; Nebraska, 47%;
Iowa,
Kansas
49.
City, yeah, Iowa, 49%; Minnesota, 27%; Wisconsin, 31%; Missouri, 25%; Arkansas. Now, as we go to blue, or let's just go to yellow, state of New York, right? We have clients who farm in New York, great clients, but it's such a small percent of what they do when it comes to the
Right.
economy. And there are some dairies in New York and some farms, but yeah, look at that, the yellow states. Tell me why Illinois isn't lit up all blue, dark blue.
Well, I believe when we're looking at the state by state, it's the total percentage of economic output for that state. So when you look at the New York's Illinois, for example, right, big ag state in my area, right down south, if we took out Cook County, those numbers would be different. But I think the economic output of the other industries in Illinois kind of weights that. It's the same thing. California, right? We grow a lot in fruit and veggies. Big ag output in California, but the overall economic output of California, it's only 20%. So I think that's the number where you get to Iowa, right? Iowa, we got corn, soybeans, hogs, and that's what we do. So that's 50% of their economic output.
Yeah, any more slides or anything else you want to talk about there?
Nope, we already touched the sales to Mexico, right? Gracias, Mexico. That's all we got. So if you want, we could talk. You want to pull up a little charts, Tommy, or what are you thinking?
Yeah. Let's talk about this real quick. What happened here? I can pull up anything you want here via the charts. Here is a daily, folks, of soybean. Of course, reminding everyone that red is the 20-day or 20 period, right? If I went to a 5-minute chart, it would look different. So red is the 20-day, green is 50. I'll add 100 this weekend. And giving you a quote, folks, corn down 3 in both contracts. May soybeans down 17. No beans off that $12 handle. You had to be Jimmy John's fast to get some sold there. The best way to get $12 beans sold is to actually have an order in the elevator or have orders on a futures account to get those sold. That works a lot better than woulda, shoulda, coulda. Of course, all 3 wheats down 3 to 6. Seeing some selling in the cattle too. Brady will talk about that later, but front month June cattle down 150, feeders down 200, stock market lower, Bitcoin down 2,000, interest rates calming down, interest rates going a little lower as we end the week with the 10-year trading around 420. Hey, real quick about the 10-year. Sorry, I got to keep going. I can't see you, so be patient with me, Connor. Did you see that statistic PJ put out this morning? Our friend PJ from RJ O'Brien, longest time ever with an inverted yield curve. That was a interesting stat.
How
I
long?
will
How long has it been? Has it been 4 years? I didn't see it, Tommy. 3 years, 4.
yeah, I'll pull it back up. Let's talk about this chart and then I'll come back to that. But it's important because they say anytime we have these inverted yield curves that we almost for sure go into a recession.
Right.
And recession island seems a long way away, folks, with the stock market at all-time highs. So either every single stock trader in the world has it wrong, and they're a fool for owning stocks up here, or something else has happened. It just absolutely fascinating what's going
It,
on.
it is. Hey, if we're looking at charts, can you do a Nov 24 soybean chart for me?
Please stand by. Nov 24 daily.
Right there. So we touched how looks like before we pulled back, we hit, what was that, Tommy? 1202, 1202.
No, we got even a little higher. Call it 1206 for
1205,
simple math. Yeah.
1206. Yeah. And then we pull back, getting closer to that green line. And as you can see, that green and red line are getting pretty close together as we see this, as we see the nice bounce that we had since mid-February in soybeans. So, looking forward to next week, right? We never know what the headlines are. That's why we go live every day. But I got to think without some big catalyst, something like that, the trade's really going to wait to see for that Thursday report. What are your thoughts, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I want to get people hedged up, protected up. I think farmers there's two stances out there right now. There's a farmer who just thinks this will work itself out, and then there's the stance that I talked to a very large farmer this morning, and he said he was surprised at the casualness of that. Farmers don't realize that 24 could be a break even, 25 could have some good losses, 26 could be a disaster. 24 could still be a disaster for some if they have nothing sold, market goes down, and they have a production problem in their area. So it's not uncommon at all to have production problems here regionally or locally in an area, and then that could be bad. So if prices go down for the world and America grows a big crop, it could be very bad if you have a production problem. With bushels, things will be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, let's wrap it up. We got a long time, first time making a couple comments. Brady Huck, happy Friday. Got my stretchy pants on today. He is ready. He's locked in for that cattle on feed report. And so the
Yeah.
other one, he just couldn't help himself saying Kansas
Mm.
kicking Illinois butt. So no comment there, Brady. I don't know if you're I'm gonna guess you're a K-State basketball fan, but Kansas basketball yesterday, talk about as lucky could get, but we'll leave it at that. I won't bash the refs too much.
Yeah, with that, everyone, Connor coming from Assumption, Illinois, Tommy Grisafi, ATI Pro Media. We'll be here live at Monday. Of course, if you're interested in premium, give it a click, check it out. Light show, nothing crazy. Disappointing the markets. I I can't explain to you how excited I was. And after all these years of trading and experience, that it just made sense to me that 40-cent rally in what is a bear market was something to take advantage on, not get excited about. I hope your clients, Connor, and everyone else took a little action on that and at least got some sold or forward protected. But going back to what my large farmer client was saying, was that he really thinks, this is a farmer talking, not a broker, that things could be really tough for a long time, and that
Yep.
farmers were being a little too casual or cavalier attitude, and that some big weather market was going to bail them out. You want to
Yep.
add anything about that?
Yep. I think, I don't know where your guy's located. He's probably a Dakota guy, right? But when I think of these Iowa guys, right, they're in one of the driest, right, drought period, right, especially for Northeast Iowa. And we see the market slide. That is a tough psychological thing, right? And then, right, wait till we get the crop in the ground, and then have to factor in that where we're worried about yield. We're not sure, right? It's easy to get bullish when our little area, right, is very dry. So when I think about that, we need to defend against that possibility of looking at lower prices if we have a big yield. And so I think taking action now, taking action in the next few days is the right call, right? If you want to discuss some options, give Tommy or I a call and we'll walk through it. But getting a handle on your emotions, getting a handle on this marketing before that crop in the ground is usually a good bet. Then we can make the right decisions in the middle of that seasonality time frame in the next 3-6 months of the next year, right, Tommy?
Yeah, Lululemon down 17%. You could just see what happens when looks like the stretchy pants market hit all-time peak. So with that, you're laughing, but it's all tied together. The stock market, the bond market, the commodity markets, we're all just one big happy family. From my family to yours, Connor B, tell me what game you're most excited about so we could just get this out of the way. When's Illinois play again?
Illinois plays again Saturday, so we'll be watching that. They play, I'm going to butcher it, but DeQuain's upset. So we'll see that. Illinois, I've talked a lot about it. We really need Illinois in the Sweet 16 minimum is my, if they lose, I'm going to be probably upset Monday. So excited for that. And then a lot of, other than that, I want to see the upsets, right? I love seeing the number 3-2 seeds fall. I don't fill out brackets for that. I don't want to root for anything. So I'll be watching the games and we'll see how it goes.
Sounds good. See you, bye.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.